Hello, everybody. My name is James, also known as Aria Sophia, previously in a different timeline, Onyx. Uh,
Same timeline.
Player.
Same
Yeah,
timeline,
the same
different
player
time.
Just dead.
formerly known as Onyx.
Yeah. Joining me is my great co-host, Grayson,
Hello, I am G. I play Zatira.
and then Cameron,
Hello, hello. I play Calikath, the Bandaged Bard.
and then Domino. I mean, Matthew.
Hi, I'm Domino. I play Matthew, the Warlock.
Yes, yes, excellent.
Yes.
If things
Indubitably.
if things sound weird in this video, it's because we already recorded like 10 minutes of the video, and we it got lost, maybe corrupted, who knows what happened. And
Great ether it went.
yeah, it got its name written in the Death Note. Although I don't think anyone's ever talked about Death Note in like this year.
No one's
Right.
mentioned Death Note for eons.
Yeah.
That's not true. I talk about it all the fucking time. I love Death
I
Note.
watched Death Note.
I'm glad.
Congratulations, most people have.
Yeah,
Man.
it's pretty popular.
Nobody knows what Death Note is anymore.
Yeah.
Nobody knows.
Death Note,
Came
isn't
out in
that
2009.
Netflix?
Didn't that
Isn't it
Just
that
falling into
Netflix
kill
film?
obscurity.
yourself?
Yeah, exactly.
With
Oh no.
Elle and Light, and they're American, for an American audience. And,
Yeah.
they had that Green Goblin dude playing Ryuk. That was pretty cool.
Yeah.
I felt like
That's the one.
that's a saving grace right there. But
Yeah,
Green
well,
Bitch.
Goblin, dude.
speaking of demons and things, we have a lot of D&D stuff to talk about. We're going to speedrun the first couple of questions because we had already asked that and we had a good conversation, but it was flowing well. You gotta just trust us. We're best friends. We promise.
We talked about Shadow the Hedgehog and Maria.
We did. We did.
Go look at his Wikipedia page, and that's all. That's what we talked about.
Yeah.
Just that.
Yeah, pretty much.
And
Use your
also,
imagination.
what horrible lions killed Maria. It's the same way that the Catholics made Jean or Joanne of Arc.
Joan of Arc.
Yeah, Joan of Arc, a saint.
Joanne of
Shut up. I had a brain fart. The same way that the Catholics made Jeanne of Arc like a saint, and it's like, oh man, it's so powerful that she got martyred. Who killed her? Who killed her? Don't ask me, said the Catholic Church, but anyways, that's a side
Oh my.
tangent.
Oh
Cameron,
my.
Yes.
in episode 9, while we were busy, you know, having our hands up our butts fighting an alligator, you were talking to
True.
my brother, Onyx's
True.
brother. And I had this idea that you two were gonna, me and Justin were texting like, oh,
Sploink.
I hope they don't do anything. He pulled out the wine, ooh. But did you have any ideas as to what you're going to be getting from that interaction, or anything that you didn't get from the previous table talk that you wanted to get?
Let's see. I got pretty much everything I needed. I got quite an important chunk of information that I may or may not withhold.
Mm-hmm.
That I cannot disclose here.
Oh.
But the main thing was that I needed him to trust me.
Mhm.
Now, whether I am truly trustworthy or not, that is up to the party to decide. But he trusts me now, and that's a huge asset to have, as long as, he doesn't follow in Onyx's footsteps.
And die.
Absolutely.
And
Unfortunate.
fucking dies
Oh.
of bashed brain.
Shout out.
Oh,
I mean,
shout out.
wouldn't it be something if both of the brothers died from trusting someone too much?
Ooh.
That'd be very tragic.
That's pretty tragic.
I sure hope it doesn't
Yes.
happen.
A wink.
Foreshadowing,
It would be
foreshadowing,
so tragic.
foreshadowing, elbow.
Elbow. Okay.
Elbow Calicath, elbow Calicath.
That's cool. That's pretty cool. we had this big table talk, and I'll ask all three of y'all in episode 9 what did you all take away from that talk with the mob boss's son and the bodyguard and the lead detective of Crossroads? Was there anything that you had in your mind, and what do you think you didn't get from that conversation?
Yeah, I know what I got from it.
What
The
you
fact that Zatira threw my fucking grandmother under the bus.
She really
Yeah,
did.
and you were do it because you were being sneaky about very important information that
It's
could,
not
like,
important to
it
them.
was very important to them. Are you kidding me?
They are thieves and
Yeah,
killers
and their ultimate enemy being the gold masks.
Yeah, well, it gets a little
Yeah.
tricky because the Gold Mask leader is Calicath's grandma.
She's
Not
one of
leader.
them.
I mean,
She's
one of them,
important.
a
Yeah.
priest. So it's like and you're kind of on the outfoot with these guys. You don't have to tell them something that jeopardizes your buddy.
My grandmother.
Yeah,
My own
bro,
flesh and no, not flesh and
Not
blood. I was
flesh.
an orphan.
she could
but-
still very well be a problem. As in later episode, we find out that may possibly be the case.
Oh, she's definitely a problem. Don't get me wrong.
That's exactly why I voiced it.
Yeah, I was just saying that, in front of the mob boss's son, who would do something like if we accidentally kill your grandma, Calicath. Whoops, I'm sorry, but she would have
Yeah.
attacked us for that to happen. But those
I
two,
just-
Naomi and Sebastian, they would go out and kick your grandma's ass.
hence why I wanted nothing said
Yeah,
about my grandmother.
that makes sense.
I
to me.
wanted the right amount of info out, and you were giving none. And Zatira was
Because
not
it
about any
threatened
of that.
the life of my grandmother.
Yeah, Zatira, sorry to say this, doesn't really care all that much about your grandma, especially
Showed up to
Wow.
your
knowing-
grandma's house and broke her
especially
kneecaps because she didn't want to tell me where her safe was. How
If
would you
she
feel?
was, if she were controlling a terrorist thief group, yeah, I wouldn't feel too bad.
You don't know anything. You're assuming
There-
because she had a mask.
Assuming
There
she
are
got a guy and almost stab all three of us in a cage, including you.
yeah, but that's more of Wise thing, and we don't know how much she actually
And-
knows.
I mean,
She could have
enough.
just been brainwashed like the other people.
Well, that's still a problem.
That's a problem. But
Not a kill my grandmother problem.
Potentially, who knows?
You-
We don't know how
it's something you
how
gotta
deep
keep
it
in
runs.
mind. Calicath is now a
Calicock.
known Calicath is now a
Calicock.
known monster,
Yeah,
and that man
Yeah.
loves his grandma.
that's
Uh-huh.
true. Two facts.
known
More
her his
reason
whole
why she
life.
threw you under the bus.
That means if something happens to her, something might happen to everybody involved.
Yeah, including
Yeah.
Satira.
Yeah, Zatira does not like you right now. She does not.
Ooh.
Wow.
She threw my fucking grandmother under the bus, and Calicath has been nothing but helpful so far. Name one single bad thing that Calicath has done. Name it.
Hiding a lot of info that would be very pertinent.
Like not mentioning the one thing that would get his grandmother killed.
Yeah, really,
Uh-huh,
really, Cameron. It's
right.
all you. It's all on you.
True.
If your grandma gets her teeth sunken in, I mean, that's just.
Out of the goodness of his heart, Calicath decided, yeah, you know what? You guys look like you could use the help. I'll go with you. I ain't got nothing better going on. I'll go with you. He let the murder of his friend in the tavern slip on by, and even made a sort of truce with the killer,
That's you, Domino.
just so he could
Yeah.
help everybody. He
Hmm.
fought for Onyx.
That's
He
alliance
fought
is surely
for
going to last.
Everybody. Well, it was intended to.
Yeah.
But
Is
now his grandmother might possibly be dead.
yeah, and it's all your fault, Satira.
For
Right,
what?
uh-huh.
For why?
For
What has
what
he
does
done
it
to
benefit?
deserve
huh?
a dead grandmother?
Yeah.
The fact that you have a direct connection, a direct connection to the #1 enemy right now.
How? What?
You
What
know.
makes Y the #1 enemy?
The fact that he's a stupid, powerful enemy that can puppeteer literally anybody, anywhere, and make them do his bidding.
You're not wrong. He's got a good point.
But how are we sure that that is?
And you have a direct connection with a person who has at
They've
least some
attacked
level of
us.
authority.
Technically, they didn't even attack us. They wanted to know where. the
Oh, they
location
didn't
of something
attack.
was.
Yeah, no, he just held a spear at us
Should be-
just to be nice.
Well, I mean, the guard already had the spear.
Right, yeah, he didn't. He only poked at you
He
just
was
to be
asking
threatening.
questions.
Yeah.
He didn't poke me. He was just asking
He
questions.
wanted
and
to.
I
He was
struck
ready
first.
to.
That is the one thing. Now, who has attacked us? The red.
But also the
The
gold
red for
masks.
sure.
The red
Right.
for
The
sure.
The red for sure. More
But the
often
gold
than
masks
the
for
gold
sure have
masks.
attacked us.
Yeah. I will say.
I don't know.
I
more
will
often.
say. Yeah, probably more often. I will say, Grayson. Why is a threat? We can confirm that. Killing
Yeah.
Calicast's grandma does not remove why. It just makes
Oh,
everyone
she didn't
angry.
want. She didn't want her to be killed. She even brought up in the middle of the conversation, "Yo, hey, you have a direct connection with her, and we have a pseudo little truce right now. Can
Mhm.
you please tell her to tell the rest of her buddies to stop being such a problem? Use that angle."
Yeah, I get
But we
it.
could not do that in front of the
Yeah,
people
I
that.
said that
so
in front of them. Yo, hey, you mention this because it's very important. Don't hide that info. That's going to get you in more trouble
I will say.
for sure. And use that angle that you have.
I will say I do not trust me, James. I do not trust Sebastian with any level of doing something right. Like, oh hey, I'll just talk to him. Sebastian isn't gonna be like, oh yeah, just talk to him.
I know. I
Sebastian
don't
was
trust.
your
I don't trust him
boss.
to do the right thing. Yeah.
How many times
he
has
is
he
my
fucked
boss.
up? How many times did he sell you out, huh?
The one time, but yeah,
It was
it's not a good time.
It was a big one.
It was a big bad time.
Yeah,
And he got his shit kicked in for it anyways. I didn't even have to do anything to punish him for it.
yeah. I'm just saying, like, there's definitely a conversation between you and Calicath. Like,
But yeah, he's still my boss and still the son of the mafia leader here right now. I
Yeah.
need to do everything I can to have him not try and throw me under the bus next time.
right.
Show of loyalty, which is precisely what that was.
Okay.
Oh yeah,
But
that'll
also
definitely work.
use that angle.
Yeah, I think. I mean, it's already happened, so I don't care either way. I'm just playing devil's advocate, literally because you're
Hee
tee ha. But I just think it's one of those things where it's like, yeah, you're building trust with Sebastian, but what's he gonna do
Why
for
would you want to build
Yeah.
trust with him?
Because you could also build trust with Calicath by not,
Zatura doesn't care about getting trust from Calicath, especially it's not since he doesn't trust us with much of anything.
Rebuttal, Cameron.
To be fair, Calicath has told you everything he knows and has mentioned that.
That's fair too.
I don't know. We found out impromptu some very important things.
The werewolf thing?
Like the werewolf thing, your grandma being a gold mask,
Well, he didn't know that.
Calicath did not.
grandma having a tie to Y at least.
Yeah, he didn't know that.
Calicath still didn't know that.
I don't think Calicath knew that.
Really? Yeah.
Because we found out, I believe in that session, Calicath didn't mention it, but Rose did. She had statues of other gods previously in
Yeah.
in that place. I think that's what he said.
Yeah.
But she had
and, then,
swapped religions for some reason.
I think here's
and then there was also the painted plastic or paper gold masks. She had the kids make.
here's my hot take, right?
Yeah.
Grandma's a victim in this, you know?
True.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
agree with that. Yeah.
If you're following a god of hypnosis, and again, we don't think he's a god, but if you're
He's
following
some entity of
an
mind control for sure.
an entity whose main power is mind control, no one's following him out of goodwill. You know,
Nah.
the bugbears want him for power. That's their relationship. It's a warlock relationship. She has a
Yeah.
clerical relationship, but if you have a relationship with a thing that mind controls its people, there's no way that you're like
No way they're
Good
good.
shot.
yeah. There's no way that
Mhm.
you're not a victim in this and you're not being manipulated on some level, you know.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna say that.
Yeah. There's probably more like out there that are being we don't know about
Yeah,
that
yeah.
are also being manipulated in a similar way.
Well, you'll do have Onyx's map, which would lead you to other people who were being
Yeah,
manipulated in similar ways, but
Yeah.
whether that happens or not is not up to
Hmm.
me.
Kalakath has already had one close friend / family member die from someone in the party. If it happens again due to another party member,
Oh,
there's gonna be some issues.
yeah,
Yeah,
there's
yeah,
gonna be
for
some
sure.
blood to pay.
Mhm.
So
There's a lot of friction and tension between Kalakath and Satira, like before that even
Yeah,
like at the based on what more on what Satira knows about like being a tiefling versus being the celestial born uh creature that you are, and like the dynamic that has
yeah.
on its own, and
There's
then
there's probably some like where Zatira comes from. Spoilers for Tanet. I don't think
see.
this is much of a spoiler, but
not too
I
much.
see.
Like-
So she's racist.
she's a little racist. So
She's
in
racist. Is
in
what we're talking about.
in Tanet,
Mm.
right? Zatira's group, the Tieflings, are sort of like lesser citizens, like don't really have rights, are looked down upon, and the Aasimar are looked up upon and are like, oh man, the Aasimar, these incredible things, and these Tieflings are. I know, but like that, it's
But you're saying the
close
quiet part
enough.
out loud.
Yeah, I don't think you're an Aasimar, but you are a celestial thing, and the Tanet group love celestial things and hate Satira's kind. So there's gonna be some friction, I
innate-
think,
Innate tension.
where it's like, oh man,
Mm.
you're the thing that the city that kicked me out loves.
Even here, they would love your kind better than me.
Yeah,
She's racist.
she's a little
What I'm-
racist.
What I'm getting. She's
Yeah.
A little racist.
There's some level of race tensions here, you know.
Really thought Zatira was better than that.
You know.
No,
It's a shame.
she's a fucking thief and a liar.
Yeah, that'll do. I feel like
Accidentally.
I feel like there are a lot of good dichotomies in the group. Like, obviously we have, you know, Zatira and Kalakath, infernal and celestial, blooded, and then you know Zatira and Astrid, tall and short, one's blue, one's red. Domino and Zatira, they're both thieves, but one's
Yeah.
a professional, quiet about it thief, and Domino's sort of open, and then Domino and Kalakath, it's like there's this enemy nemesis type thing happening. I'm all about it. The dichotomy between Kalakath and Arya, that potentially we're both from the same place. Mm.
Yeah, that's something.
Ooh, yeah.
That's something we'll have to piece together in game as well.
I don't know, man.
Kalakath is just starting to have beef with everyone in this group except for Astrid. Came in with good intentions. Now he's got
I mean,
someone
you
that
did
killed his
kinda-
best friend.
You did
on the
kind of.
team. He's got a
have
race
the-
war going on with his bullhead.
Wow. All right. Now I wasn't using insults related to my appearance.
It's
now,
too late.
Now
You
you're opening the door.
You threw my grandmother under the bus. You might as well
All
be
right.
dead now.
All right. Ghost.
I think an
skin,
insult
all right.
is a little bit tame in
Uh-huh.
response.
All right, peepers. Cheapers, peepers
Clip
over here.
clop.
Clip
wolf blood.
Oh,
Bright eyes.
Uh-huh.
Oh, that's funny.
Start throwing in-game racial
Oh my
slurs at each
gosh.
other.
Yeah, just like Baldur's Gate. Shout out to
Oh, yeah.
Uh-huh. Oh,
Oh.
yes, my little Hellion. My
Oh.
angel.
All right, golden boy. Uh-huh.
Oh, man. That's-
little little sideshow. Oh fuck, that's funny.
That
We-
goes for both of us,
that goes-
honestly. Sideshow.
That might go for
That's
everyone
true.
here.
Big true.
Yeah,
Honestly.
yeah.
Yeah.
Alright, so we talked a lot about episode 9, but we're really supposed to be talking about episode 10 today.
Yeah.
Shout out to that.
You know, there was one question, circling back to like at the when we were at the table,
Mhm.
and like everyone was there. Like, there was a question I asked, both Calcath and Domino, on, and I think I have my own answers about what were some questions that while we were all at the table, that you wanted to ask but didn't get the opportunity to.
I had a lot of questions, but my character was either dead or not introduced, so I couldn't ask any questions.
Maybe you can ask some things now. Did you mean about the group or about
I think he means
What's his
everybody.
face?
Everyone that was at that table.
Yeah. So that's all of us.
Questions
me,
you wanted to
technically.
ask. Questions you wanted to ask the NPCs as well as players.
Calcath got most of the information he needed, and he doesn't need to know much more about the actual players at the moment.
Hmm.
He is, I believe, the most informed, aside from knowing Arya, about the rest of the group.
Oh, yeah. Well,
Yeah.
especially after your talk with Pearl.
Yeah.
And
there was a lot of shit in that.
yeah, Sylv gave you
It's
something,
like-
right? Like a book.
Yeah, like a book's worth.
Yeah.
He said he gave me because he explained it all to me while we were out of game, because we didn't have time to do it in game,
Yeah,
and it envelops my entire 30-minute ride home,
yeah.
and then he's just like, yeah, I'll just send you like the Cliff Notes version, and I still got essentially a book.
Uh-huh.
You ever seen the player's manual?
Yeah.
Yeah, like that, but bigger.
That's awesome. Domino, did you have any questions for
Yeah.
the table?
What's your answer?
Not for the table. Domino doesn't. He's kind of sitting in a spot right now where he has no questions and he's kind of going with the flow because to do with his backstory, it doesn't come yet, and there's a lot of mysterious stuff going behind, like Domino mysteriously being put for the wanted list way before any of this ever happened.
Yeah, that was definitely strange for sure.
I think it has to do with kind of with Domino's backstory because he has a friend, an old friend, which is not his friend anymore,
Oh.
spreading his story, going from
Oh, there's some propaganda here.
yeah, he's
Yeah.
going to how we call him tavern or tavern, spreading his story.
Like a bard.
And so that's why Dawood is so infamous, right?
Okay.
Because there's someone spreading propaganda against him.
Oh, I see. Okay. So maybe that could be something to ask. Like, hey, did you know this dude? And like, is that the reason why I'm in trouble now? Maybe something like that.
Maybe.
Yeah.
One thing that
I was gonna say, I have my own answer to this that I'm hoping to be able to ask it in a future session. But when we were talking about Calicast's grandma, and that she put on a mask, and we were introduced to why for the himself, quote unquote, for the first time. Then Sebastian mentioning he's why manifested.
Yeah, I feel like that was sus.
Yeah, we didn't even. Yeah, I
Yeah.
don't think we mentioned why up until that point yet.
Yeah, so they know something that we don't,
Yeah,
which is
it,
highly suspect because
yeah,
you're his literal only operative at this point.
yeah.
Like, Tank's gone.
Hmm.
Carter dipped.
Yep.
Redacted was redacted from the story.
Hmm.
Life
Just
of
Clyde's out
existence.
there somewhere. Clyde
yeah,
Corcoran's
Clyde
out there somewhere,
Clyde
but he's
Quarbranch is out there somewhere.
also hightailed it out of town.
Yeah, he also left. You're really, besides Naomi and the drug dealer who they get
Mm.
their drugs from, like that's
Yeah,
all he has.
yeah.
No, James. The drug dealer they share Sunday brunch with.
Well, so it's like the
The
fact
only
that
operatives he
I
has.
do. It's in
yeah,
the name.
it's in the name.
Mhm.
So like Sebastian's like, yeah, my highly competent Satira character who I don't, well, I kind of pay to do odd jobs,
Mm.
like bring me my weed and
My
snacks.
criminal intern.
Yeah, my
Yeah.
criminal. Huh. My dad has this enemy who's been hounding him for 10 years.
Mm.
Let me not tell Zatira anything about it. And
Yeah, and we had a one-on-one where I gave her a where I gave him a rundown of everything I've been doing so far, and he
yeah,
didn't mention like the connection of why to the gold masks.
yeah,
So you
yeah.
went snitching on us.
There's
Yeah,
been a little bit of snitchery.
yeah. I'm gonna at some point I'm gonna want to ask him like, oh, so you knew about this already? Why didn't you mention this before when we had that one-on-one earlier?
Yeah, yeah.
That would have been really nice to know
Mhm.
that we were all on the same page before.
Right,
Yeah,
right.
and throw his grandmother under the bus.
I don't know if she's even still around.
Well, I
Or
mean,
maybe she is. I don't know how long. I don't know how long changelings lived.
spoilers for him being a changeling.
Oh my god! Wow!
The guy
It's
that
like he's
owns the
got weird.
doppelganger.
Oh yeah.
Oh, the guy that named it the doppelganger? No way.
Yeah. Wow.
Oh,
Crazy.
crazy. How dare you?
Insane.
There were a couple of questions that I had at the table, but I obviously couldn't ask them because my character was dead and also not introduced. The next one. I would have
Yeah.
liked
Yeah.
I would have liked to known if like talk of why and the gold masks was a new thing. I would have asked like um what's his name? My brother Pearl, because like the the bugbears, they still have paraphernalia from their old god. So this must have been pretty recent. And
Right.
you don't become a god like last Tuesday, you know? I, that maybe doesn't make sense, but that is to say, like, he seems pretty recent in all of this. I wonder if there's been an uptick of crime in a certain way, or like people acting more strange than usual. Pearl did say something about something weird happening 2 years ago, but, and they think that's one of the reasons why Torn hasn't, you know, attacked, but it might also
Yeah.
be because of the psychic waves coming off of
Mm.
Y, or whatever Y is.
Yeah. Because Pearl during that conversation mentioned like they had the red defending them,
Mm.
and they slowly stopped paying their tithe. I highly doubt that the amount of red and city guard there that we had would
Or
stop
like
an
a
ancient red
deterrent.
dragon.
Oh,
Yeah,
absolutely not. No,
an ancient
sir.
red dragon or his army.
Yeah. I think it has something to do with why. I don't think it's a silver vine because it showed up like last week, and
Yeah, yeah.
Torn's been out of the picture for 2 years. So there might be something with that. Some thread to pull on, you know?
Right.
Yeah. Anyways, we have episode 10 at the 30-minute mark. The episode we were supposed to be talking about. Guys, it was our first Sunday episode. What did everyone think of playing on Sunday?
I enjoyed it.
I
I
think
thought it
it's
was
good.
fun.
We needed extra episodes, even like shorter ones for stuff like that
Yeah.
to get out of the way. Or
Yeah,
not get out of the way, but like to progress.
for sure, for sure. We had a little peeling back the curtain. Me and the party, and the DM had a little get together to talk about some issues that people may or may not be having with the way the game is going. And one of the biggest issues is like, oh yeah, it's it's going a little slow, and like I forget things because it's 2 weeks, and if I miss one episode, then it's like I've been out for a month. So I feel like doing an episode a week is going to be way better for us in the long run.
Yeah.
That's what I think. And you guys can watch more of us at Mr. Space Rose, which is one of my least favorite YouTube titles because like 3 or 4 different people have Mr. Rose as their YouTube thing,
Yeah.
and then it's also the name of a song, and I'm like, come on, can I just? And I can never find it by looking it up, and I feel really bad. But my YouTube's name is way better because there's no mistaking that. You know. Shout out to that name that shall not be named.
Cursed.
Wink.
Cursed it is.
Definitely won't name on this or ever again.
No,
Mm,
I've changed my ways.
banned.
That's not true.
Have you?
We're uploading more to that channel, but this isn't the time or the place.
Mm.
I'm really tempted
Yeah.
though.
Well, let's quickly move on to actual questions of the
Okay.
episode.
Episode 10 was a bit shorter.
Mm-hmm.
Oh wait, Grayson, were you about to say a question?
Yeah, like basically
go
what you
for it.
said. Like, yeah, it was a bit shorter, but we still had like the rest of the group, including Naomi, get introduced to Arya, and his immediate introduction of being from Heaven's Gate or from heaven.
Hmm.
I don't think I had the opportunity to, but Satyr, like, we want to like do an actual comparison between Kalakath and Arya, or like see his reaction to that, even though like
Yeah.
he thought it was kind of silly how he introduced himself. And
I don't know.
yeah, so well, oh, sorry, continue.
Me and Calicath do have some similarities.
Yeah, she hasn't looked really hard, so she doesn't really know if there's any physical like resemblance of those that would be from that would have descended from heaven.
We both have pale hair,
Hmm. And bright skin.
bright skin.
Hmm. Yeah.
We're both
Uh,
charisma-based casters, so. there's
Yeah,
that.
yeah. Yeah, and I wanted to ask, and this is really a question you should be asking them. What was your first impressions of Arya?
That's a great question, Grayson. Matthew, you go first.
My impressions of Arya.
Yes.
Honestly, I love the character so far. I think it'll be lots of fun. Arya and Domino just chilling together,
Yeah,
working
yeah.
together. I think it'll be tons of fun.
We're the monologue
Um,
crew.
Hell yeah! I think we interact pretty well together, especially that last episode. Wow.
Yeah, during your
Certain-
the first fight we had together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That, but also like us in that dark room. Huh. Hey, are they under there? Let me check. You see him? No. Our enemies are very crafty.
Ripping out the floorboards, trying to be stealthy.
So good. I think me and Domino bring a certain levity. And I hope our characters become great friends.
Me too. I think it'll be very fun.
We might actually be the first actual friends in this party.
Yeah.
Because, like, Zatir and Calicath don't trust anyone.
Nah.
Astrid was sort of, like, homeschooled and had a single parent, so, like, he's kind of friends with us, but, like I don't know if
He's not. Yeah, he's not very close.
he's not very close. Yeah. I hope Arya and Domino have scenes where they're, like, eating ice cream together on the sidelines while everyone
Oh,
else is
yeah.
talking about important stuff.
Yes, I think
Three of
that'd
us
be
are
hilarious.
having a shouting match. Meanwhile, you two are having a grand old time.
Like the combined might of Arya and Domino, like causing psychic damage to anyone who's sane. Any normal person. Oh, I love it. But Cameron, what were your thoughts on the Mad Lad?
You'll have to give me just a minute.
Of course, take your time.
Understood.
Continue on and then cycle back around to that question in a moment.
Okay,
Mm,
sounds good.
yep. Well, Zatira's answer was, "You seem pretty loony."
I can see that. Yeah,
Mm,
I don't know what gave you that that thought. You know,
yeah, yeah.
I was able to hold
Mm,
a almost 2-story alligator tail up with my hands,
yeah, and then the
and then
constant claims you're from heaven.
break its neck with my sword and then decapitate it. You know.
Yeah, wicked to kill.
I mean, all right. What
Mm,
do you think an angel or a person from heaven would look like, right?
yeah, yeah. Well, the only other impression Zatira's had is Kalakath, and it's not all that pretty. It's not nearly as pretty.
I guess I'm not beating those allegations, huh?
Yeah, yeah,
I could see it. I could see it for sure.
yeah. There's also the amnesia aspects, like to
Yeah,
figure out.
we got to that part pretty fast.
Hmm.
I'm glad you asked a lot of questions there.
Yeah, yeah.
In that episode. Yeah, he maybe does have a little bit of amnesia, and it's not to the point where he doesn't remember anything or who he is. Um, he doesn't remember the last mm, however long, right?
Right. Yeah, you
But
definitely couldn't remember how you got here.
yeah, that's something that happened recently that Arya is sort of hazy on. But a lot of his life he does remember. There might be
Hmm.
some, I don't know, a week, month, months might be missing. We don't know. We don't know yet.
Yeah, I'm very interested in like piecing together like when you made that very good history check to recall some information, and then you had the flashback of being on a boat. I
Hmm.
think during a very stormy,
Yes.
very stormy sailing, and then like red in the sky.
Yeah. It's I I mean, obviously, James, knows what happened. You know.
Yeah.
Um, I feel like there were some clues that I left, and that's cool if no one picked them up because that's what clues are for. You know. Like we can look back on episode 10 and be like, "Oh, that's what he was talking about with that." You know.
Yeah, the most solid things that you got out of that was that I think they when she directly mentioned or directly asked like how you got here, I think like you mentioned that being on a boat.
Yes.
So that's the most solid thing that she has, is that you sailed here somehow.
Yes, we did sail a little bit. We might have done that. But honestly, there's a
Oh,
lot of different types of boats.
I'm back.
There's
Sorry
flying
about that.
boats.
Mm,
Oh, hey, Kalakath, we were just talking about Arya, the new character, and last podcast we asked everyone what their opinions were. We were wondering what your opinions were on the new guy.
I think of him as a flashy, funny little clown who doesn't know what meat is.
Yeah.
funny little fellow.
Yeah.
What was your what were your immediate thoughts when he introduced himself, saying he was from Heaven's Gate? I think that
Or just heaven.
yeah, or just heaven.
Well, Kalakath has no opinions on it, for he hardly knows what heaven is.
Right. Hmm.
Right.
I guess you don't know. Okay, that's cool.
That's why
to
there
know.
was no real reaction
Right.
Just thought
between
he
that
was a bit
scenario.
silly.
Huh. So if my character next episode was like, yeah, I'm a celestial and I'm really cool, would that provoke a reaction? Do you think? Hypothetically.
Honestly, hypothetically, probably not.
Oh, okay.
He has no real reason to believe you.
That too.
I mean, that too.
That too, for
That
sure.
extremely too.
Uh-huh. Yeah. Okay, I respect that. I made Arya. So Onyx was cool, right? I had this big plan with Onyx. And there were different paths he could choose, and the idea was exploring what transmutation was, you know. Um that didn't happen. And while I was yeah, shout out. And I was playing Onyx and I realized I can only be so funny with Onyx. Onyx isn't a funny guy. He's like a serious he's jolly, right? He's sweet. He's not funny, not to me anyways. And he's also not like he was fun, but he's not reckless like James is, like I am. And so I decided to make something to fix that, which is where Arya comes from.
Yeah, I think we're gonna see a lot more, like a lot more of you letting loose.
Yeah, yeah.
A lot more recklessness.
Uh-huh.
Mhm, yeah.
Yeah. Well, in episode 2 of these podcasts, the reception talk, you know. Shout out TM. I believe it was episode 2 of it. You, Cameron, said, yeah, I feel like when Onyx gets downed in the critical state, he's not going to be Onyx anymore. He's going to be you because you're absolutely going to take the chance to, like, try for the critical that might kill you, you know?
Oh yeah, you were going. I could feel it. You were just going to shoot for the the chaos.
Yeah. And I love chaos. That's
Oh, we know.
my favorite thing.
Ride that high.
Thrive on it.
Yeah. Roll the dice. I love it. Make prank calls. You know it. Which is
Button
why,
down mid, sexual style in the middle of combat.
yeah. Oh, dude. I Viewers, remember this moment. Remember what he just said.
Oh no.
Please. Please remember what he said.
Please
Yeah,
remember what he just said.
Oh, Domino, I don't think we got your answer on your initial impressions
He said
on
it.
Arya. Oh, did he?
Yeah, he said
Yeah, I
it.
did. I did.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's it.
I missed it. My bad.
He
Excuse
said that he was cool and that he hoped that Domino and Arya become best friends. And that was when I was like, yeah, I hope
that's right.
Domino and Arya are like eating ice cream while the 3 adults are yelling about where we should go next.
Right.
Because really, me and Domino are like the little kids who just kind of got adopted into this. No offense,
Yeah.
Domino, but
No, I agree with you 100%.
should we be
honestly.
here? I don't
I
know.
don't know.
We're kind of dragging you guys along.
See,
Real.
all right. The
Yeah.
reason Domino was here
Hmm.
died, so I
Yeah.
don't know.
Yeah.
Now you're a little too committed to just back out now.
Yeah.
Now
Yeah.
Domino's curious. Now there's like people who could help Domino with his situation. So there's stuff. Arya's
You know what
here.
I'm talking about? Oh, go ahead.
No, what were you saying?
I was just gonna say, literally getting adopted into this, Scalacath.
Oh, for sure, for sure.
That's true. He brought himself along though.
Yeah, no, he wasn't adopted, but he was just thought, oh, this might be interesting for a day or two, and all of a sudden,
And now he's in this like
We're on
week-long
this-
adventure.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
and no end goal in sight.
Yeah. There's gonna be a fun time where after we find Kent Bren, which is the thing that Zatira and Astrid really want to do, right? And then
Right.
the 3 of you, Zatira, Kalakath, and Astrid, all want to do 3 different things. Probably like 1, but 3 different things basically. So the Silvervine. And after all that stuff happens, we gotta have a big conversation and ask, should we stay together? Obviously, me, the
There's-
player, is like, yeah, of course,
Yeah.
we're making a D&D show, of course we're gonna stay together, but we should interrogate those questions, like,
Mm-hmm.
is it
I
a
think-
numbers game? Is it strength and numbers? Like,
Yeah. I
Well-
think that the moment we actually have that thing in our hands, it's gonna be like the biggest argument in the party for what's actually going,
oh yeah,
what we're actually gonna do with it.
it's gonna be a little bit of
Well-
a free for all.
The thing about it is, I don't think it's going to be as big of a fight because Calicath has no reason for wanting it.
Yeah.
He doesn't care. He's just trying to help out. Now he's roped along into it, and he's just.
Well,
Mans was bored.
yeah, you did make a promise to Pearl though that you were going to get the Silvervine to Pearl.
Yeah,
So there's
I
that.
sure did.
Yeah.
And
Whether or not he's gonna hold.
Whether or not that happens. is
Your
another
point
thing.
is.
Yeah. Well, I'm just saying a stated goal is there, and Zatira might give it to her boss and win favor there, and Astrid might finish the mission that Master Martez gave him, or do a couple of other things with it, or listen to Canton Brand and be like, oh, cool, yeah. There's a number of different things that this could go out, and
Oh yeah.
afterwards we
Right.
have to be like, dude, I didn't even like you guys. Why am I following you? Like,
Yeah.
that conversation's going to come up, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Which
Why stick together after this? Yeah.
more like why stick together?
Hopefully not.
Hopefully not.
And on Kit and
Everyone.
Prin, we're closing in on them. We were closing in on
Yeah.
them before, but now even more so.
Yeah, if we didn't go to sleep after the crocodile fight, or like before the crocodile fight happened.
Yeah, but we
Um,
needed to though.
Oh yeah, absolutely needed to. But
Mhm.
I'm saying that if
Yeah,
we
yeah.
didn't go to sleep and we had left as soon as Pearl said, "Yeah, I can
Mhm.
take you all there now,"
Yeah.
y'all would have found him. And
Yeah,
that-
we would have been even hotter on their tail.
yeah. I'm glad we didn't. Glad we freshened up
Mm,
stuff.
yeah.
I feel like Ashley would have a different opinion though.
Oh, you
I don't
think
know, he
Astrid
was-
would have?
Want to just go straight there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe. I feel like it was a good thing that we all, slept.
Yeah, because I don't think he's just gonna be nice and hand it over.
What do you mean? Canton Pren, Astrid's dad?
Yeah.
You think the guy who taught Astrid how to push people through walls
Yeah. And
and
is he taught everything he knows and is even stronger
is even you think he's gonna
and
put
keeping
up a
secrets from
fight
him? Yeah.
and not give us the thing that we want right away?
Yeah, and who's working with a guy who, this is into our next thing,
Yeah.
who chopped off a poor lady's hand and then
Yeah.
attached this vine to it, perhaps the silver vine, or a portion of it at least,
That's
had
right,
it
Silvervine.
regrow and have her affixed to a wall.
It doesn't look great. No.
Yeah.
No, it doesn't. Well, I mean, what do you mean, Zatira? Like,
Hmm.
obviously he's trustworthy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What is your guys' thoughts on that? The finding out this vine, sort of how it works through this morbid experimentation, and then theorizing how deeper it works.
Yeah,
How we're trying to free this lady.
yeah.
I saw it coming from a mile away.
Yeah, you didn't think that the Silvervine was like hearts and rainbows.
No.
Yeah.
Anything that powerful and that sought after is never going to be hearts and rainbows.
Yeah. Unless it's X from Pokemon X and Y, who is
Yeah,
all that and also hearts and rainbows.
Mhm.
Xerneas?
Yeah,
Is that it?
yeah, I think that's Xerneas, the deer one.
Yeah.
Yeah, and on more on the Silvervine thing. We learned a little bit, and like at least a confirmation that it one claim
It's-
of what it can do works,
Yeah.
just not in the way that probably some of us had hoped.
Yeah, it's not man-made magic. It's
Yeah.
natural. It's part of the environment, you know.
Mhm. Yeah. It heals, restores limbs, just not in the way that you want it to.
Yeah, yeah. I got a weird theory about it.
Yeah.
Okay. You know,
Yeah.
it's a weird plant thing. Gives you
Uh-huh.
what you want, we're growing limbs. But at a terrible cost. It's twisted, it's green. Well, it's not green, but it's like not magical that we would understand it. It's naturally magic. I think it's a thing from the Feywild.
Ooh, I
Uh-huh.
like that hot take.
It's
Maybe.
a
But
hot take.
also,
It-
I'm surprised Asher didn't know what it was.
Well,
He did. He
Sylv,
tried to take a look at it, and he didn't recall much on it.
Sylv did say he recognized it though.
Yeah, he rolled pretty. Did he roll low? Is that what happened?
He rolled low,
A little low.
but he recognized
okay.
it as part of like the massive vine bridge that he
Mhm.
had once crossed.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
So he had seen it before, and I think we all kind of know what it is. It's not I don't think it's the silver
It's
vine
not
itself.
the silver vine, but it's
But
definitely
it's a thing that gets created when Silvervine meets meat. You know.
right. Yeah, and if that's what
Oh.
the normal vine does, who knows like how much crazier it gets with the silver vine itself. What were you
Yeah.
gonna say, Gorka?
I was just gonna say this is unfortunate, but I do have to leave a little bit early.
Yeah, that's fine.
Oh, okay,
We're-
that's fine, man.
We're about to
I'm
end in
terribly
like
sorry.
3 minutes, so you're good.
Yeah, we're closing
Yeah.
pretty.
Well, it was
Yeah.
good being here, and thank you very much for having me on here.
Of course.
Yeah.
Everyone
Yeah,
have
of course.
a wonderful night.
Yep. See ya.
Goodbye, Cameron. Now that he's away.
I'll talk. Now I'm gonna talk bad about his grandma.
Yeah, now we're gonna talk about his grandma. Alright.
Anyway.
So, yeah, no, that's so. It's the thing I just said about it being from the Feywild, like bucket case theory, like Hail Mary shooting
Yeah,
from half
tinfoil
point,
hat a little bit.
tinfoil hat. I don't think it has any weight or credibility,
Right.
but if it happens to be that way,
Yeah.
you heard it here first.
Not a bad shot in the dark.
Yeah, because
Mm,
it's a chance. I mean, it's a corrupted plant that gives you exactly what you want
mm,
with consequences.
yeah.
That's any Fey thing.
Yeah. I have a tinfoil hat theory of my own about it.
Ooh, go for it.
So, on the lore, it's evolved in the lore that I know of
Mhm.
Goliaths, and I don't know if this has been introduced organically in the game yet, but basically, like, I think it's poking out of their dead god.
Oh,
I think it's growing. I think it's growing out of that.
they're dead god. They only have 3 of those.
Yeah, I think it's poking out of one of them.
Huh. All right, I
Hmm.
know something also about Goliath.
Mm.
Mythos and their dead gods, which we don't know if they're dead or not, by the way. Are really high in the air. Not like in heaven or in sky zone, but like they're on top of something really tall.
Like a mountain.
Yeah.
Frost pulls to
Ooh.
tear.
Yeah, like a mountain. It's kind of
Ooh.
like a mountain, but it hasn't been introduced yet.
Yeah.
But it is something that I, as a previous character, did see. So there might be some stuff there. It's definitely like plant something mixed with key. Like there's some sort of spiritual element to this thing. You know?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, it can only grow in the place where there's the highly spiritual characters, and only the highly spiritual characters know about it. Okay,
Yeah,
yeah.
where all the Goliaths are settled, you know.
Yeah.
and-
I mean, it's like, oh man, I'm a warlock and I have a garden, but only this plant only grows around warlocks. Okay, what do you think's happening to the plant? Like, we
yeah,
got two guesses here, you know. But unfortunately, that is all the time we have for today. I would like to thank my special guest, Matthew.
You're welcome. I am Domino Laverna.
Yes, 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 yes. I'll also be thanking Cameron. He's not here, but shout out to you. I pointed up at the sky.
Ooh, whoopee, bless.
Special thanks to my co-host, Grayson.
Hello, I have been Grayson, player of Zatira.
Yes. And special guest to you. Special thanks to you. My bad. Also special guest for listening in. To you.
You're a guest because you're invited. You're invited here to listen.
You're invited here to listen. Interact with us if you want, but don't you dare talk to us in our house.
Stay away from me.
All right. Goodbye.
But goodbye.